sabes lo que pasa.
Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to my Puerto Rican kitchen, and in this picture I have jasmine, rice, 4 cups of water, pimentos for garnishing, tomato paste, gandules, also known as pigeon peas, tomato sauce, minced olives, adobo, sazon complete, sazon con achote, my mother's famous sofrito, and some diced ham. Now, if you don't eat pork, you can use any type of meat, or you can just leave the meat out. And for those wondering what sofrito is a combination of peppers, onions, and garlic. Hey guys, welcome back to my Puerto Rican kitchen, and in this video we're going to be making arroz con gandules, also known as rice with pigeon peas. So I'm going to heat up 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and once that oil is hot, I'm going to add 2 heaping spoons of my mom's sofrito. Once that's hot, I'm going to add 2 packets of sazon con achote. You don't have to use 2 packets, but I like to use 2 packets to make it really tasty. But 1 is good. Once that gets hot, you can also add some chicken bouillon. And you stir that up, make sure it gets nice and hot. Once that's hot, you're going to add your chopped ham. If you do not eat pork, you can omit the meat, or you can even add pieces of cut up pork chop or pork rib, whatever you like. Still getting used to this stove. Once that's frying up, keep on stirring it so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Now you're going to add 2 heaping spoons of tomato sauce. Add a little bit more. And then 1 spoon of tomato paste. You don't have to add the tomato paste, but in this video I decided to add it. I wanted to make sure that my rice was going to come out tasty. Then I'm going to add 2 heaping spoons of diced olives, and I use some of the brine. I stir that up, make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan, or my caldero, I should say. As you can see, the pot is starting to bubble. And then in the next step, I'm going to add my gandules. Give it another whirl. And as you can see, it's bubbling really fast. And then here's the 1 can of gandules. And I leave the water from the gandules and just add it to the pot. Or if you'd like, you can take out the water, like drain the water out and rinse it. And then I add 2 cups of water to every cup of rice. And I give that a stir, make sure all the flavors are even. And then once that water starts boiling, we'll be able to add the rice. As you can see the steam, it's starting to get hot. See how it's bubbling? Now you can add your rice. I'm adding 2 cups of rice, and then I realized that I had too much water. So my water and my rice ratio was a little bit too much. So I do add more rice. And my mother taught me a trick. She said if the spoon falls directly over into the water really fast, that means you have too much water and you need to add a little bit more rice. So I can see the consistency is too watery, and I decide to add more rice to my mixture. And I'll give it another stir, and as you can see, now you see it's not as easy to go through the water with a spoon. So I know that I have enough water and enough rice, so it's a good ratio. And you're gonna let that boil until some of the water evaporates. And right before you cover it, you're gonna give it one more stir and make sure that the rice is not sticking to the bottom of the pan, which will cause it to burn. I'm grabbing a pot holder so I won't get burned. Those calderos get stupid hot. It doesn't have any kind of protection on it, so you want to make sure safety first and use a pot holder. And as you can see, the rice is starting to stick to the bottom. I'm having a little harder time to stir the rice, so I bring up all the rice to the top and make sure all my seasonings are even throughout the pot. And I let that water evaporate. Give it one more stir. Now you can see the rice. Then you're gonna lower your heat probably to about a 3, and then you're gonna cover the rice and let it sit cook there for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, you lift up the lid. You're gonna have a lot of condensation on the lid, and I just pour it over the rice and give it another stir. Make sure none of the rice is sticking to the bottom of the pan, or my caldero, I should say. And then cover it again. It should be done. I turn it off, and then I take it away from the heat. I check it one more time. Completely turn it off. Push it to the back of the stove where there's the burners off, and it can rest for a little while. And that's it. That's my Puerto Rican rice, my arroz con gandules. Enjoy.